Let's move on now to yet another topical issue, and this is, quite cheery, as two female prospective corps members who were kidnapped in Zamfara while on their way to their orientation camp in Sokoto State have now regained their freedom. And news of their release was confirmed by the Director of Press and Public Relations for the NYSC, Edwin Megwa. The two corps members were abducted in August this year when 8 prospective corps members and their bus driver traveling from Uyo in Akwa-Ibom State to Sokoto for their year-long national service were kidnapped by gunmen. And this latest release now brings to 4 the number of corps members out of the 8 initially abducted, as well as the bus driver that have now been freed. Let's bring in now the Director of Press and Public Relations for the NYSC, Edwin Megwa, who joins us from our Abuja studio to tell us more about this development. Thank you very much for joining us at this time. So we have yet 2 more individuals who have been freed from captivity since they were taken hostage on their way to the orientation camp in August this year. Tell us more, Mr. Megwa.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much. The NYSC and in fact the entire nation is so excited and happy. Yesterday, the Director General broke the news that 2 out of the corps members, prospective corps members that were abducted on the 18th of August, again regained their freedom through the combined effort of the military that has been following up the incident. Recall a while ago, I think about 3 weeks ago, the Director General was on your station and he talked about the issue and gave the entire Nigerians hope that the remaining of the abducted corps members will actually regain their freedom. So yesterday, 2 out of the remaining 6 were released through the effort of the military. And we are so happy, we are so excited, and it was so a moment of happiness in the National Youth Service Corps yesterday. And of course, we equally got in touch with the families of these prospective corps members to inform them that 2 of them are out. Presently, they're in the hospital receiving treatment. And of course, we believe that they are quite good and everything will work out well. This is a hope, a good hope for Nigerians looking forward for the remaining 4, 2 girls and 2 boys, to be released. The military, they have assured us that they will continue to make concerted effort to ensure that the remaining 4 prospective corps members that is being held by these kidnappers will be released in a short while.
Well, the NYC mostly advises corps members to desist from traveling nocturnally, but kidnapping does not only happen during this time. Sometimes it happens in the day. But what measures, what roles does the NYC play to ensure that the NYC, the corps members are insulated from this kind of incidences such as this?
Oh, well, like I would always say that corps members are part of Nigerian nation, and this kidnapping is something that is going around everywhere. But we have tried to lend our strong advocacy to our prospective corps members. In fact, we start reaching them from their institutions of graduation, even before they graduate. We go around to talk to them in the institution that once you're mobilized for national service and you have gotten your call-up later, you don't travel in the night, because we have taken a clear survey of when this abduction happens. About 90% of them is in the night, especially in the northern part of the country. And so it pays them to travel in the day. And when they move in the day, they will be able to know what is happening. The driver will be able to drive well, And if there is any incident, the security agencies on the way will alert the drivers. And so they will be able to, escape whatever impending problem that are likely to cause them. So the Director General, Brigadier General Y.D. Ahmed, has always said it, please don't travel in the night. It's not safe. The roads are not also good, okay? And we have also extended this advocacy to parents, to guardians, to please tell their wards when they are going to NYSC orientation camp. In fact, not only NYSC orientation camp, anytime they are traveling, please don't go in the night. It is risky. We love you and we want Nigerians to get the best out of you. You have gone through the crucible of your higher institution and you need to give back to Nigerian nation. You need to give back to your families. Don't risk your life. And we have also heard that most times these young ones, all these things that we preach, they think it is not true. Most times they will tell the drivers, please go, nothing is going to happen. And we have also reached out to drivers at various motor parks to please, when you are moving, even when these young ones say move, don't move. Park when it's 6 p.m. Look for a very safe place to sleep. Pass the night. The next day you continue your journey. It's better to get where you're going late than not getting there at all. And that is our advice to them.
In this instant case, what is the true picture? Because facts or reports say that the driver of the vehicle insisted on, exceeding the 6 p.m. Time, the warning that the NYSC had issued. And if he insisted, then where is the liability, if at all, of this prospective corps members? After all, they aren't the ones driving. Just help us, paint a picture of the lapses in this instant case, which could have, been a motivation or made them, an easy target for the kidnappers.
Oh, yeah. The transport companies are the ones that we should be talking to all the time. NYSC, we have gone to KATC and we have told them, please don't travel at night. That very day this thing happened, at that Funtua Road, there is a point, 166 p.m., even the military will tell you don't move unless they are the ones that will escort you over. That very day, this driver got there and saw vehicles that are parked, waiting for military to come and escort them to the other side. He did not stop. He continued to the journey. Even the children that were right in the vehicle with them said, look at vehicles that are stopped. Please, can you wait? The man said, no, nothing is going to happen. He kept on moving until these kidnappers, stopped them. And at the point this thing happened, don't forget, there were 11 in number. 3 of the prospective corps members escaped when they accosted them. And they were able to take 8 of them, plus the driver, into the bush. On the 1st of September, one of the boys were released when the military kept chasing them. And on the 20th of October, they also secured the release of another girl. And yesterday, we were lucky enough, 2 of them have been rescued and they are in the hospital receiving attention. So our advice is, please, the drivers of these transport companies, don't move beyond 6 p.m. unless you are being escorted by the military. In fact, they will always tell you, secure yourself, stay in a safe place. Once it's 6 p.m., then thereafter, the following day, you can continue and make your journey. We cannot continue to risk the life of these young ones going for the national service just because you want to make money. You want to quickly go and drop them and go back and pick another set. We have said it, any of these transport companies that will not heed to our advice Should a thing like this happen again, the National Youth Service Code is not going to take it lightly with them. And that is our advice.
Right. Mr. Megwa, it's very incumbent upon the president, upon the government of the day to ensure the protection of the civilian population. And this includes the prospective corps members who are looking to serve their nation. Is it not possible for, when there is mobilization from their various schools, that the NYSC probably partners with the state governments or any relevant agencies to ensure the mass mobilization of these prospective corps members to their various destinations, so as to ensure that to ensure their safety? Isn't this possible at all?
Well, my brother, you and I were in this country, and let me paint a scenario. Every year we mobilize close to 380,000 corps members, okay? And we run about 6 orientation camps every year. And we have these prospective corps members come from all the nooks and crannies of Nigerian nation. Okay, so are you going to deploy security men or one to a corps member and all that? It's going to be pretty difficult. The only way this thing can work is for us to, take the safe way to make this journey. And of course, the NYSC, we are in liaison with all the security agencies. The moment our orientation camp is coming on, the police, the DSS, the army, the civil defense, we are in touch with them. And of course, there is a point that you cannot go beyond. The security issue we are talking about is a personal issue most importantly. You that is involved, you that is a person, you need to secure yourself. Don't expose yourself to danger, okay? Don't put yourself in harm's way. When you don't expose yourself into danger, there's no how you're going to run into them. Especially when we have surveyed and we have told you the right path to take. So it's going to be pretty difficult for us to say, security agents, this corps member from this local government, from this hamlet, from this environment, you have to escort them. No. The thing, how it works everywhere, best practices, is to establish rules that people must obey, and things will go on well. And I think we are doing well. It's just that once in a while you see this kind of, a negative issue bordering on the fact that people are not ready to take, specific instructions given to them. But I believe strongly that if people can adhere to all that we have said, especially in our security tips, I'm sure we're not going to have issues like this come again.
Yeah, and Mr. Megwa, this will be the first time, this will not be the first time that, corps members, prospective corps members will be exposed to realities, so to speak, insecurity and the likes. But this instant case, I want to know what constraints did the NYSC and security agencies face? Because they've been in captivity since August. It's more than 100 days. And, we still have a sizable number of them, a considerable number of them are still in captivity. They've not even all been released. We are seeing like piecemeal, rescues, except for those who ran off. So what makes this case challenging? And, what's the assurance that the remaining 4 will, get to be with their loved ones pretty soon?
Yeah, it's quite challenging, just as you will also explain when other human beings or Nigerians that are not prospective corps members or corps members are kidnapped. It's the same scenario. It's something that you and I cannot explain. I am not right there in the bush or in the forest to explain the constraints and all that. I think it is a societal issue. Corps members are Nigerians. They are part of a Nigerian nation. Other human beings are being kidnapped here and there. And you and I know that we have had incidents where Nigerians are kidnapped and they stay months and even years in the bush. I think this incident is also happening in Nigeria. So the constraints, it's not something we are going to be discussing here, because it's a security issue. The law enforcement agents and the security agents, They know what they are facing in the carrying out their duties and responsibilities. And I think if they are not making success, we wouldn't have been able to get this number that has been rescued so far. And going by the antecedents that we are following up, I'm very sure that the remaining 4 prospective corps members, 2 girls and 2 boys, are going to be released. Don't forget that the last one came out, I think it was on the 20th of October, that they were able to rescue the lady, and just yesterday 2 came out. So there is very high hope that in no time, going through the same process they used in rescuing these ones that are already out, that the remaining will come out, including the driver that was conveying them before this thing happened. All we need to do is to pray and believe in God that He's going to do it. Don't forget that Nigerians pray a lot, and we believe in the Almighty God, and we are very sure and certain that the remaining of our children are going to come out. We feel the pains that the parents and Nigerians are feeling, and we are stopping at nothing with the effort the DG is making with the military going round the clock to ensure that the remaining of the children are rescued in no time.
I would like you to speak to the security on camp, various camps. Earlier in the week, on Monday precisely, on Enugu NYSC camp, I know of someone who is serving there, and the person made some post on WhatsApp, saying that everywhere people were, kind of, a bit of a chaos because of shooting outside by the Biafra agitators. But then the situation was put on the camp, meaning that those on camp were well protected, according to the report I got from the camp. Talk to us about the security situations in the southeast, especially for the sit-at-home order, which is still, being, carried out by some of these agitators in the southeast. Because when they are done, they are also equally advised to stay in those regions to, serve their fatherland. How would you ensure their, protection, their security going forward?
Oh, yeah. Let me say this and make it very clear that NYSC camps are well fortified, and they will have security men of different guys that are protecting the children in orientation camp. Let me use the word NYSC camp are highly impregnable. You cannot have access to the camp. Let's just stop at that, because that is a security issue. We don't need to let out what we are doing there. But I need to assure you that camps are very, very safe. So Nigerians shouldn't worry at all. After the orientation camp, the National Youth Service Corps only posts corps members where we consider to be very safe. An environment that we find out that is dangerous, that is not safe for them, we don't post them there. Because they are our children, we love them, and we need to give them a veritable good environment where they can stay and serve their fatherland, and not where their life will be threatened. Once we notice any spot that is not safe, we don't post them there. And we have also given them security tips on how to stay safe wherever they are posted to. And it might interest you to know that the corps members, via the training that will give them in the orientation camp, adhere strictly to those instructions, and they are very safe where they are. And I want to pray that God will continue to keep them safe for them to give the services which they are supposed to give wherever they are posted. They are very safe, and they will continue to be safe.
Also confirm to us, the condition of these 2 individuals who were rescued recently. Confirm to us, and also the issue of ransom, because the parents of these victims have been in the news of late, saying, talking about their helplessness, their inability to gather the ransom demanded by the captors of their loved ones. Confirm, any role the issue of ransom could have played in the rescue of these persons so far?
Well, let me take it from your last question. The National Youth Service Corps, we don't pay ransom. We don't pay ransom. So that is straight and clear. Okay? If anybody is paying ransom anywhere, we are not in picture. Our own is to ensure that we use the apparatus of the security agencies to combat the kidnappers and get our children back. And that's exactly what is going on. Okay? Now, talking about their health condition. Of course, staying in an unconducive environment for this length of time, it is expected that the person will not be very good health-wise when they were rescued. So that's why the moment they come out, we take them to the hospital where they will be given prompt attention. As I speak, the 2 female corps members are in the hospital receiving medical attention. And I want to believe once they are strong and good to go, we are going to take them, and the parents will see them, and they will continue with their national service. We have to continue from there. So that's the situation of things. But let me say that they are good to go, they are strong, and they are healthy. And by the time they finish in the hospital, they will go back to what they used to be. That's the situation of things for now.
It's good to know the efforts NYSC is making to ensure that they ensure the release of the remaining captives in the hands of the captors. We read that the DG, for those who are on camp, you know, the members who received 650 naira for the feeding, was able to move it to 1,500 naira, and that of transportation allowance paid on camp of 1,800 naira was reviewed to 3,600 naira bicycle allowance, which was reviewed from 1,400 to 2,800. Can you quickly speak to these and how much impact this will have on the NYSC corps members?
Oh, of course, we are all in Nigeria. We know the inflation situation and how things are so expensive these days. And you're talking about graduates and people that have seen the best of life in their higher institutions. And of course, for you to get their mental alertness to follow you in what you're training them in orientation camp, you need to feed them well. And that is why the federal government approved the amount you said. And that is what we are using to feed them in orientation camp. And it's good to note that their feeding is quite good. If you have any ward that is in the NYSC orientation camp, they are going to tell you that they are giving eggs, they are giving chicken and all that. You know, some camps they're giving fruits, you know, so we take good care of them. And the orientation camp is a period the prospective corps members look forward to. I'm sure yourself you served. And the best aspect of the National Youth Service Corps is the congregation of this youth from all areas of the country. At that point, we de-emphasize this issue of religion, we de-emphasize the issue of ethnicity, we de-emphasize everything that will make you think you belong to a particular set. Okay? Everybody sees himself or herself as one indivisible entity. They are brothers, they are sisters, and they make friends. And this is where the bonding process begins in the National Youth Service Corps. That at the end of the orientation camp and national service, you see that
before
the friendship they cultivate will lead them to the end.
Before we let you go, Mr. Megwa, I just want you to quickly speak to the response of the NYSC under, you know, the limited number of seconds we have left. You know, the response of the NYSC to the growing agitation that, you know, perhaps in recognition of the realities facing us as a country, these long distance travels, you know, should be mitigated. Perhaps if we can have like a zonal designation, so to speak, as against somebody living from far south to far north, and you know, the other way around.
Yeah, this is a purely management issue, and I think the National Youth Service Corps, we are addressing it. And don't forget, we are functioning under the auspices of the Constitution. NYSC is a constitutional organization. We don't just come and roll out issues and begin to operate, okay? It is expected that somebody should move from your ethnic environment and go to another place to understand what happens in another environment. And that is the only way we can even know our nation. Don't forget that even these young ones, they know America, UK, they know other continents, even more than their own country, okay? Apart from this National Youth Service Corps, there is nothing that will make somebody maybe from Kano to go to Abia State to know what is happening over there. It's only youth service. I'm sure when you served, you must have been lifted from a particular place to another. And that is why you can have good experience that, after all, we are all one Nigeria. The National Youth Service Corps is looking at that,
Mr. Megwa,
and I'm sure
we're
going to have it good going forward.
All right. We thank you very much, Director of Press and Public Relations for the National Youth Service Corps. Thank you very much, Mr. Edwin Megwa, for speaking with us, and we continue to hope that all these hostages in captivity will be freed. Thanks a lot for your time and for your service.